Today, we'll be discussing our approach to developing a successful mobile application for the George Washington University. We'll discuss our goals, our solution, and our successes. Our goal when we started this project was to do a couple of things. We wanted to harness the imprint of mobile devices in a collaborative way across our campus and develop a cost-effective mobile application for the GW community while leveraging the student labor pool. For us, this was a win-win solution. The students would get real-life marketable skills and experience as they developed the app, and the GW community would get a valuable resource. As you may know, both the new Media Center Horizon Report and the ECAR study of undergraduate students in information technology indicate that users on campus increasingly expect anytime, anywhere information to data and services on mobile devices. We did a survey of incoming freshmen at GW this summer. The results were similar but higher than the numbers reported in the ECAR study. 98% of the incoming freshmen indicated that they own a cell phone. 75% indicated that they own a web-enabled phone or mobile device. Our solution was to create a mobile app for GW. One of the main things we considered as we were developing this app is the question of native versus mobile web. We decided on a hybrid model, combining the mobile web presence into the native app. We wanted to leverage the phone's built-in features, the great distribution mechanism that both the iTunes Store and the Android market provide, and we also wanted to be able to have features that allowed the app to work in an offline mode. The most important component of our work was identifying or creating datasets and mobile-enabled web pages to integrate into our app. We wanted to make sure that the infrastructure that was developed was flexible enough to allow us to easily integrate and develop for new mobile devices and technologies. The two students we hired to work on this project started to work full-time on the project during the summer of 2010. We launched a beta version of the iPhone app in October of 2010. The app was officially launched in January of 2011. The Android version was released in April of 2011. The app currently has 20 different modules. Users can access academic course listings, campus map with building locations, university news sources, campus advisories, campus directory, shuttle information, and more. One of the main things we focused on as we were developing this app was to make sure that the data elements from one module could easily be used in other modules. For example, when a user clicks on the course module, they'll see a listing of courses that they can click on to see details about the course. The course detail page has information about the course location that a user can click on to see where the course meets. This is tied to the Maps module of the app. From the same page, a user can also click on the instructor name to get more information about the office location, phone number, email address of the instructor. This is tied to the directory module of the app. The app has allowed us to connect with different university constituents in unprecedented ways. We'll now hear from Ahadut Alahun, who was one of the lead student developers working on the iPhone app.
Working as a student on R&D projects here at GW was an amazing experience. It created an opportunity for me to learn new programming languages and tools like Objective-C and the Apple iOS SDK that are not normally taught in the traditional academic environment. Having this kind of opportunity is a phenomenal experience for any student.
The GW mobile app has been downloaded over 11,000 times in the 8 months since our January public launch. It's been downloaded in 52 countries. 80% of the downloads are on the iOS platform and 20% of the downloads are on the Android platform. When a user downloads our app, we ask them to identify their user role. This allows us to use Google Analytics to observe how each user role interacts with our app. The two most active user roles within the app are current students and parents. Current students represent 64% of the activity, and parents represent 9% of the activity. The three most used features by current students are courses, maps, and news. One thing that we were very surprised by was the high use of the app by parents. The two features used most by parents are the news features as well as the university alerts. The analytics data allows us to see interesting activity by users surrounding different events on campus. For example, when we are experiencing a weather pattern such as a hurricane or even the earthquake we experienced this summer, we see a spike in usage of GW alerts. Around the beginning of the semester, we see an extreme increase in the use of courses. People are going to look, they're able to see what courses are open, what courses are closed, as well as where those courses are located. Because our development cycle is very flexible, we're able to add in features for different university events. This summer we added a feature for orientation. During orientation we saw spikeage in use by parents for that specific information. The data shows us that university constituents are really using the app on a daily basis for very different needs. We've received very positive feedback from the GW user community. This feedback comes in over Twitter and also through the built-in feedback tool that allows the user to email us feature requests or just their feedback in general. A week after our official launch, the student newspaper wrote an editorial where they said the GW mobile app, from its creation to its content, demonstrates a commitment to student success. They also applauded the use of student developers in the creation of the app. Shortly after the launch, we started receiving feedback email from students asking for an email feature to be built into the app. This surprised us since GW is on the Google email platform. We figured students would either IMAP their email to their device or use the Google web app for accessing their email. More and more emails poured in from students asking for email to be added to the app. Since we've added it, the use of email is now the third most used feature by students.
We have a flexible, user-centric and data-driven update strategy. We rely on feedback and requests we get from users to determine functionality and priorities for future releases. In terms of our future plans, there are a couple of things we'd like to do. We'd like to work on integrating the app with teaching and learning tools on campus, particularly our LMS. We're working on allowing users to personalize the Springboard and the modules based on their institutional role or user preferences. We'd also like to add push notifications to the Campus Alerts module. Finally, we'll continue to closely monitor user feedback and usage metrics when determining future priorities. Thank you for coming.